go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough.
Dear Mr. Massa, I'm just trying to mind my own business. What's the matter? It's just another day, another black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain, stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put 2 dupes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Samir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coon. The white man to go nuts if he cash you. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make
We are
sense.
denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Amadeus.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Amadeus.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queen.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Amadeus.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin?
Amadeus.
Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, even to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame, and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations. I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
I'm getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Amadeus.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Amadeus.
oppression and exploitation.
Queen.
Touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations. America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all in Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat.
This is the sound of Eric Malcolm.
It's a cut on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans, and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating know me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got...
This is the sound of David Spot.
All right, hello everyone. Thanks for attending Black In once again to Queen Amadai TV, Queen Amadai TV, the Queen Amadai TV show. I'm sorry, I'm preoccupied. All right, so hello Wavy though, Emperor Rex, Nessa G, Christy One Love, Miss Hotel, Juju, Silent D. So the undisputed queen is black. All right, thank you, beloved. Hold on, let me get something together real quick. All right. So this is the Queen Amadai Shakur TV show, and I'm your host, Queen Amadai Shakur, and this is your Saturday Vitamins. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Also, don't forget to go over to the main channel, the original Queen Amadai Shakur show, if you haven't subscribed, and please do, because I'll be back on that channel on Monday. All right, I love you right, Black Christy. Okay, so with that all being said, let's get into it. Everyone get those likes up. You know they have the Queen Shadow Band. All right. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Dr._A_Shakur, TikTok at Dr. A. Shakur, Twitter at DGoddess27. And as per usual, if you don't like what the Queen is cooking, you already know what to do. You already know what to do. So let's get into it. All right. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Everyone tuned into the Queen. I see you, Myth King the Dean. DJ Big Six is here. Lillian X. All right. Nessa G. Juju. Did I say you? So first things first, let's talk about Elijah McClain. Now, you all remember the case of Elijah McClain, the young man who was from Aurora, Colorado, who was walking down the street, coming home. He had on a face mask because he had some type of illness. And so he had to, take care of himself. So he's walking home. Someone called and said that he looked suspicious. Someone called the police and said he looked suspicious. The police roll up and they end up putting him in a chokehold. He's talking to them very nicely. You all may remember that I played the audio. He said, I'm not like that. I'm a good person. He said all these things. And then the paramedics were called and they injected him with ketamine. Now, first of all, I don't know why they felt that they had the nerve to inject him with anything. They didn't know his medical history. He could have been allergic to it. I mean, it could have been a myriad of things. And they gave him too much for a person of his size. Okay. And so he passed away. He had like 2 heart attacks. Now, right. And so with that all being said, now those paramedics, they have been found guilty. So let's get into it. Everyone, please get those likes up. Please like and share. Thank you in advance. Now, I'm going to play some footage also of what his family and their attorney had to say. Now, here's what they report. This came out about 20 hours ago. So they say jurors on Friday convicted 2 Aurora paramedics of criminally negligent homicide in the death of Elijah McClain, ending 3 months of back-to-back trials that also resulted in the conviction of 1 police officer and the acquittal of 2 others charged in the high-profile 2019 case. Paramedic Peter Sikchuniak, who injected McClain, with an overdose of the sedative ketamine after police put the 23-year-old in a neck hold. He was found guilty of criminally negligent homicide and second-degree assault by drugging, but he was acquitted of a second assault charge. Now, the jury found paramedic Jeremy Cooper guilty of criminally negligent homicide, but acquitted him of both second-degree assault counts. Now, both of those. Now, neither of the 2 Aurora Fire Rescue paramedics was found guilty of the more serious count of reckless manslaughter, but rather the lesser included homicide charge, a low-level felony. Both could face years in prison at sentencing. Now, McClain's mother, Shanine, raised her fist in the air and exclaims, "We did it, we did it, we did it," as she left the courthouse with a friend and the president of the Aurora NAACP. Okay, so I'm going to go to that. They said these cases are difficult to prosecute, and I absolutely agree. At the end of the day, I think it was more than negligent, but that's just my opinion. I think it was more than negligent because at the end of the day, they had no business injecting him with anything. And then they tried to say that he passed away from excited delirium, which is nothing more than pseudoscience, just some BS that they made up so that when they take a Black person's life, they can just say, oh, they were just, so excited or so nervous or anxious that they, went into cardiac arrest and things like that. Please miss me with it. Okay. So I'm going to share this footage. Likes up, everyone. Please get the likes up. Thank you.
With the tragic death of Elijah McClain back in 2019 there in Aurora, Colorado, and the multiple people who were indicted and charged in relation to his death, 3 police officers and 2 paramedics, those paramedics accused of administering to McClain a dose of ketamine that was later partly responsible for his ultimate death there. Well, those 2 paramedics were on trial, the last of the 5 to be on trial. And we're getting news that those 2 paramedics were just convicted by a jury. The Associated Press putting this on X today, that paramedics found guilty in the death of Elijah McClain, who they injected with an overdose of ketamine. Fox 31 in Denver saying 2 Aurora paramedics were found guilty of criminally negligent homicide in Elijah McClain's death. So right outside the courtroom, we just got some statements in from Elijah McClain's mother, representatives of the family. And there you can see those 2 paramedics. This was back in 2019. Now, remember, the 3 officers already had their trials. One of those officers was convicted. The 2 others were acquitted. So of the 5 individuals who were charged in relation to the death of Elijah McClain, we have now 3 convictions, 2 acquittals here. Let's listen to some of the reaction.
Okay, I don't know what happened. Sorry, the browser failed for some reason. So I'm going to put that back up. Unfortunately, I can't fast forward it. So just going to have to start it over, beloved. Sorry about that.
With the tragic death of Elijah McClain back in 2019 there in Aurora, Colorado, and the multiple people who were indicted and charged in relation to his death, 3 police officers and 2 paramedics, those paramedics accused of administering to McClain a dose of ketamine that was later partly responsible for his ultimate death there. Well, those 2 paramedics were on trial, the last of the 5 to be on trial. And we're getting news that those 2 paramedics were just convicted by a jury. The Associated Press putting this on X today, that paramedics found guilty in the death of Elijah McClain, who they injected with an overdose of ketamine. Fox 31 in Denver saying 2 Aurora paramedics were found guilty of criminally negligent homicide in Elijah McClain's death. So right outside the courtroom, we just got some statements in from Elijah McClain's mother, representatives of the family. And there you can see those 2 paramedics. This was back in 2019. Now, remember, the 3 officers already had their trials. One of those officers was convicted. The 2 others were acquitted. So of the 5 individuals who were charged in relation to the death of Elijah McClain, we have now 3 convictions, 2 acquittals here. Let's listen to some of the reaction moments ago.
McClain, we love you, Elijah McClain.
Ma'am, there were many supporters of the defendants outside the courtroom as you guys walked out and you held your fists up high. What did that mean?
That fist was not held for anyone except for Elijah. So that fist was representative that we love you, Elijah McClain. We see you, Elijah McClain. We will always and forever call the name Elijah McClain.
And just very quickly, on behalf of the Aurora branch of the NAACP, we want to thank the Attorney General's office of Phil Weiser for taking these cases on, giving Elijah McClain a chance to have a voice in his time in court so that the story could come out. And so on behalf of the Aurora branch of the NAACP, we thank the Attorney General's office And as we have always done, we stand with Shanine McClain to continue not just to have justice in the courtroom, but to reform public safety in the city of Aurora and nationwide. Thank you.
Was this justice for you?
You know, as it was stated earlier, justice is Elijah McClain being alive. That's justice. Right now, we're part of a process of accountability for what should have been justice. So, right now, we're still going through this process. It's the courtroom process and also continuing the reform that needs to take place so that there's never another incident, another murder like we've seen and witnessed with Elijah McClain.
What is a just sentence in your mind?
Excuse me?
What is a just sentence in your mind? You said
I don't want to get into sentencing or things of this nature. March 1st is the sentencing date, and we'll find out what happens then.
Man, you said the judge had a job to do. What would satisfy you?
When I walk into that courtroom, I don't walk into the courtroom with hope. I will not let the criminal legal system continue to strip me of my hope. I hold expectancy. The responsibility that the judge has is to look at the law and ensure that the sentencing matches the punishment. The deliberation that he needs to go through, I wish him through it with diligence, with humanity, with honor. And this is now his legacy that he will be able to inscribe in history. So my expectancy is that we have a judge that represents humanity and that represents the laws that are supposed to be designed to protect all of us. That is my expectancy.
If you have I want to put words in your mouth.
Okay, so with that all been said, very sad. And they're talking about, do you think that's justice? No, it's not justice, because these things continue to fester and they continue to go on. And at the end of the day, justice, well, that might be more like all of the people that were involved getting life sentences or the death penalty. That may be justice, okay? At the end of the day, as far as I'm concerned. So anyway, that's all very unfortunate. Elijah really lost his life for absolutely no good reason. He wasn't doing anything wrong. He was walking home, minding his own business. But in this country, it doesn't matter when you look like me. That's what can absolutely happen. All right. And that's why I get so annoyed when I hear people of my skin tone saying, oh, I can't believe that it happened to me, when something racist happens to them. Okay. So now with that all being said, Miss Hotel and Myth King Dean said exactly. Okay. So with that all being said, the other day I talked to you all about Christian Keys and the lawsuit that was filed against him and Tyler Perry Studios et al. By a man by the name of Larry Lamont Ledford, because he was claiming that Christian stole his work. It was copyright infringement. Well, that case was dismissed this year of November the 20th of 2023. But the man went right back and refiled it again, and come to find out that wasn't the first time it was dismissed. It was dismissed. That was the second time, because it was dismissed previously as well. So he's filed it again. I guess third time's a charm. And so he's hoping to get compensated, I guess, for them taking his works allegedly. But so let's talk about it, because here's the thing. I find it very interesting because I watched the show All the Queen's Men, and this guy is saying that his book called Trapping, the character from All the Queen's Men, played by Eva Marcel, is his character. And that the person who's Blue, who is her bodyguard, the female named Blue, is one of his characters too. So we're going to get into it. You all tell me what you think. And I want to shout out I think it's My View, My Opinion, because that's where I got this story from, where I got this, the fact that there's a new lawsuit. Okay, so let's talk about it. This is all nefarious. Please pay attention. Okay, so like I said, the case was refiled after it was dismissed. They went right back and refiled it days later. Okay, so now here's what it says. Everyone, please get the likes up. Please get the likes up. Thank you in advance. Now here's some information on it. First of all, hold on. Let me just show the filing. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen so you all can see this. This is all nefarious. Now, as you all can see, there's the filing right there. Let me see if I can enhance it so you can see the dates and all of that. Okay, so it was refiled. Okay, 10 days later. Please pay attention. Now, here's what it says. Hold on. Now, here's what it says. It says, now this is the complaint. And so the complaint basically lists the reasons why this was filed, of course, and why this person thinks that Christian Keys, in fact, infringed on his intellectual property. It says, first reason, the basis of this complaint alleges that the above named defendants have engaged in a scheme to deprive the plaintiff of his exclusive rights of his entitled works, trapping. Okay, now without his consent and permission, has reproduced his work and is now profiting from this illegal act of infringement. The alleged work entitled All the Queen's Men is a derivative work based off the book by Mr. Christian Keys entitled Ladies' Night. Now, the derivative was created on or about 2019 or 2020 and released on September the 9th of 2021. Plaintiff is alleging that the derivative work of the defendant's fictional character of All the Queen's Men bears substantial similarity to his protected creative expression via his fictional character that is depicted in his story, Trapping. Now, briefly, the plaintiff's story was to be a pitch as a franchise series that has a two-part storyline for potential spin-off opportunities. One part is about 4 coming-of-age teenagers who have gained national attention as rap artists. Second part, and the central focus of the story, centers around their childhood friend who has started the largest gentlemen's club in Atlanta and the United States, operating her strip club called Black Pearl Entertainment. Now, Tommy Mocha Johnson is considered to be the most feared woman in the entertainment industry. She's protected by her female chief of security, Bridget, who is trained in all firearms as well as martial arts. She is constantly, I think they left out something because it says she is constantly by Tammy Johnson's side. Oh, okay. She's constantly by Tammy Johnson's side, 24/7. Now, in the defendant's derivative work, All the Queen's Men, this is all getting real nefarious, but hold on. It says in the derivative work, All the Queen's Men, the story's main fictional character, Madam DeVille, aka Madam, played by actress and model Eva Marcel, who runs and operates the largest strip club in Atlanta called Club Eden. She is considered to be a boss of bosses and very dangerous. She's protected by her female chief of security, Blue, who is constantly by her side. Now, setting in Atlanta, a shooting location at a large strip club. This is very similar, is what he's trying to say. He's trying to say that his character in Trapping and this character in All the Queen's Men, as well as the sidekick, the person who's doing the security, sounds very reminiscent. So the story is identical and is substantially similar in concept and feel. This is what they say now. They say in defendant Christian Keys' book, Ladies' Night, the main fictional prisoner, he soon finds work at a nightclub located in Inglewood, California, called Eden, ran by a character by the name of Mary Fox. This book was completed in 2013 or 2014. Again, Atlanta was not mentioned as a setting or location, very critical. Now, as it relates to this infringement suit, now the absence of one of the main characters that protects Madam was not in his book of the Ladies' Night female chief of security, Blue, saying this character was not even in the book Ladies' Night. And so, given the impression that my work was copied and then altered to make their series, This proves a substantial similarity in my prima facie case. Plaintiff is owner of the copyright and has therefore pursued this constitutional right to file this lawsuit in federal court. Now, what do you all think? What do you all think? Do you all think this sounds similar? Do you all think it was copied? Once in the chats, if you all think that in fact nobody has any response, nobody knows what to think. Miss Hotel said, child, let me sip this tea. Okay, some people are putting in one, some people are putting in twos. Here's the thing. Now, let me just go over this last part again. Because he says in Christian's book, Ladies' Night, I think there's a typo because it says the main fictional prison, but I think he meant the main fictional prisoner. He soon finds work at a nightclub located in Inglewood, California. Eden ran by a character by the name of Mary Fox. This book was completed in 2013, 2014. And again, Atlanta was not mentioned as the setting or location, very critical as it relates to the infringement lawsuit. The absence of the main character that protects Madam was not in the book of Ladies' Night, the female chief of security, Blue. Okay, well, I'll say this. Mr. Hotel said location means nothing. Well, that's what I was going to say. Because even if when he wrote that, back then, he placed it in California. Well, a lot of people are moving to Atlanta now. Atlanta's like another version of Hollywood. So I don't know. Uma Radio says, who did he pitch it to? And does that person or persons have decision-making power or creative power over the production of the actual show? That's a good question. I don't know who he pitched it to, beloved. I do not know. Amir says, throw that shite out of my courtroom. Stop wasting my time. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. Where did they go? Abiyah says, this strip club narrative is very common. BMF has a storyline similar to that. Here's the thing. Right. Here's the thing. I don't really see that it was copied because in Christian's book, Ladies' Night, which I read, the owner was a female. Mary Fox. Now, just because the character Blue wasn't in his book, that doesn't mean he couldn't have added that later. That doesn't mean he could have added it later. I wrote my books, 2 books that I'm in the process of trying to get edited now. I wrote these books 3 years ago. Recently, about 6 months ago, I edited them and added some things and removed some things. So at the end of the day, maybe they decided to add this female sidekick, aka security person, after they decide to make it into a TV show. Because when we make books into TV shows, or shall I say when they make books into TV shows, they're not always exactly the same. Things are changed, some things are added and removed. So I don't really know. Mad Dog Jack said it sounds like some P-Valley stuff. Right. That's why P-Valley hasn't been back on, because there's a whole lawsuit about the same thing, copyright infringement. So at the end of the day, Tawana said, I don't know. A lot of works are very similar. I said the same thing. Especially when you're talking about strip clubs and things like that. These are things that have a lot of common things in it to me. December said, we know them people think they are real females. Who are you talking about, December? Are you talking about P-Valley? Maurice said, I did that for years with one of my books. Exactly. Okay, so anyway, with that all being said, let me tell you something. I don't know. It doesn't really sound to me like Christian copied. Just doesn't. Maybe a coincidence that they both have women who, in fact, own strip clubs. But hold on. Let me just check something real quick. Hold on, give me just a second. I'm trying to look up this book. I'm trying to look up Larry Lamont Ledford's book, Trapping. There are several books called Trapping, first of all. That's number one. Okay, because didn't he say that his book, let me just go back through this document, because didn't he say that his book came out in 2021? Hold on. Hold on, beloveds. Let me just double check something real quick. Says the derivative was created on or about 2019 or 20 and was released on September the 9th of 2021. Plaintiff is alleging that the derivative work of the defendant's fictional character of All the Queen's Men bears substantial similarity. Well, what I would like to know is this. I'm trying to figure out, when was the book Trapping written? That's what I was trying to figure out. When was that book written? Because whichever book was written first, that would be more likely how you can figure it out. Hold on. I'm checking something. You all get the likes up, please, if you could. Thank you. Okay, so Christian's book came out back in 2015, December 29th of 2015. His book came out December 29th of 2015. So I would just like to know when the book Trapping came out. Let me see if this is it. Now, who wrote this? Okay, well, here's the thing. Let me just tell you all something. I don't know if it was copied or not, but I don't think it was. That's just my opinion. But there's another book called Trapping. Okay, now this book, Trapping, is spelled Trappin. Okay, now Lamont Ledford spells his book Trppn, I do believe. Nevertheless, both of these books are called Trapping. So one could say that he copied their title because they're similar titles. They're the same words spelled differently. I'm not saying that he copied it, but I'm just making a point. Okay, I'm just making a point. So also, this is why when people write songs, they don't want anyone in the room who ain't contributing to the project, says Reggie. Right. Okay. Radio says, if I recall, I think Christian noted that the show is not what he pitched, that someone with creative decision-making power altered the story. Oh, really? That's interesting. Now, and that does happen. So with that all being said, if someone with creative power altered the story, well, they could have done something like that. But from Christian's book, doesn't sound like he copied as far as I'm concerned. I'm just saying. And then, you know, maybe it could just be a coincidence. Who knows at the end of the day? Who knows? Yeah, Radio said, you're trying to find a link. Yeah, I mean, what I want to know is, when was the book Trapping? When did that book come out? Because if Christian's book came out in 2015 and Trapping came out after, well, Christian could easily have said that that person copied his book by having a female club owner. I mean, I'm just saying. So I think it's just a few similarities. That's just what I think. I don't know. At the end of the day. And here's another thing too. For reasons pertaining to filming and costs and things like that, and where most of the actors and actresses live, for the All the Queen's Men, for that show to be filmed in Atlanta, Well, the main character, Eva, she lives in Atlanta, and some of the other characters live in Atlanta too. So maybe that's why they placed it in Atlanta instead of California. I don't know, but I don't think Christian copied. I don't think Christian copied. C-Stan said he thinks that's why allegations against TP is coming out. I don't know, but those allegations already came out back in May. So I don't know, honey, but let me move on to the next topic. At the end of the day, it's all getting real messy. Just please pay attention. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so now meanwhile, in the meantime, in between time, an artist, a former bad boy artist by the name of G-Dep, is among 16 people granted clemency by New York Governor Kathy Hochul. And now he was sentenced to 15 years to life, May of 2012, for shooting and taking someone's life during a botched robbery. Former bad boy rapper G-Dep may be freed from prison after New York Governor Kathy Hochul granted him and 15 others clemency. Now, Governor Hochul announced the move on Friday and was busy getting things in order for the inmates. According to the New York State website, Hochul commuted the sentences of 4 people and pardoned 12 others who were no longer locked up. Okay, so they go on to say that the rapper is one of those who was granted clemency, which means he can request parole earlier than he would have been eligible under those circumstances. Now, clemency and pardon don't mean the same thing necessarily, because clemency is different, but when someone is pardoned, they're granted clemency. Okay, now through the clemency process, it is my solemn responsibility as governor to recognize the efforts individuals have made to improve their lives and show their redemption is possible. When I took office, I committed to improving this process and dedicated the resources needed to grant clemency on a rolling basis. My administration will continue working to ensure this process serves New Yorkers in the best way possible. Okay, well, here's the thing. For those of you who know the story of G-Dep, he actually supposedly took someone's life and got away with it. Now, he started feeling guilty and he went and turned himself in. He went and turned himself in, which I thought was very interesting. Hold on, let me pull that up. Lights up, everyone, please like and share. While I'm looking for this, I'm going to let you listen to this audio of what G-Dep said in an interview that he conducted from prison.
It's that whole thought about me, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's just how I look at it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, right. It's crazy. I was interviewing a rapper yesterday, literally, no joke. And he's from Harlem. His name is UFO Feeve. He's a dope rapper from your area. He said he's from Jefferson Projects. And
UFO Keys?
Feeve, F-E-V.
Oh,
and
okay.
He said he used to see you and Black Rob. You know, he's a little younger, but he said, you know, you and Black Rob inspired him a lot when he was a shorty. Yeah, he was just observing though, but he saw what y'all created.
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
wow.
So.
Is he?
Yeah, I mean,
he up and coming. He doing his thing.
Yeah, he's up and coming, but he's kind of a young OG at this point. You know, he's a young veteran, you could say, because he's done a lot of projects, but he's not famous yet. You know, so he runs with Fat Joe, real heavy.
Oh, okay.
At this point, yeah.
Shout out to UFO, man.
Do you know the? I mean, have you gotten any recent updates on sort of the chances of this all happening?
Well, my manager, my lawyer, you know what I'm saying, he hollers at me, you know, the clemency lawyer hollers at me from time to time and just keeps me abreast of what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And he said it's a pretty good chance, you know what I'm saying? He said I have more of a chance than, you know, the average person that, you know, put an application in because of the recommendations from the prosecutor and the judge. So he said that's a plus. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's good. Yeah. I don't know if you saw this, and I just saw it myself just now. That apparently the brother is not. I guess the brother of the victim is not necessarily for you getting out. Have you heard that?
Yeah, I heard about that. I mean, he was the same. He was the same guy that was in opposition. You know what I mean? Out of from the family. When the sentence during the trial and all of that, you know what I'm saying, they spoke to him. He felt like, he had his feelings about, what was going on. So, obviously, he's just, he's not, for, this whole situation, which I can't blame him. I understand, but that's his family, that's how he feels.
Yeah, understood. Even if this doesn't happen, you'll still be out in a few, a little bit, time, relatively speaking. Have you started making plans? Have you started thinking about life outside of Fishkill?
I mean, like plans, I kind of look at them. I kind of look at things a little different. Like I don't really try to, like live in the future. You know what I'm saying, so to speak. Like I prepare, for being out there. Like you know what I'm saying. That's really what I do. Like I try to just do what I know I can do it here that'll help me when I get out there. You know what I'm saying. So like I don't really try to have a whole layout because you never know what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So I just like right now I'm in school. I'm going to college. I graduated a couple of days ago actually. You know what I mean? But
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you, man. I try to sneak that one in just now. But yeah, man.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Do you ever regret sort of your decision? Do you ever think about that?
Nah, man. Nah, I really, honestly, it wasn't, for me, it wasn't really no other, way to go. Like, I was, I was at a point where, I wasn't doing anything, that would have, been fruitful in the long run. You know what I mean? Because I wasn't right. Nothing, it was like fruit, everything was kind of like fruit of the poisonous tree. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like everything that I was doing, it was all right, on the surface, but, it wasn't really coming from a genuine place. You know what I'm saying? So, I had, I really didn't have any other choice. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like.
All right. So with that all being said, this young man, as I said, Queen, I sent you a video about 6 to 8 lynchings and suicide in Virginia. Okay, thank you, Group Home Goddess. Okay, so with that all being said, let's talk about it because this young man, as I said, had gotten away with what he had done, and then he went into a precinct and turned himself in. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. So this came out in 2012. Former rapper G-Dep sentenced to 15 years in prison for 2-decade-old shooting. Former bad boy rapper G-Dep was sentenced this morning to 15 years in prison for a 2-decade-old fatal gunpoint mugging, a cold case murder that was solved when he walked into a Harlem precinct 2 years ago, turning himself in so he could square himself. He has explained. He says he wanted to square himself with God. That's what he explained. Now, saying the circumstances of your being before the court now suggests to me that a maturity and decency that wouldn't have been evident at the time. This is what Manhattan Supreme Court Justice Michael Oba said at the sentencing. Okay, the lowest, and this is the lowest that was the lowest allowed by law. He says it was the right thing to do, even though it landed you in the position you find yourself in now. The judge added, calling the rapper by his given name, Travell Coleman. When he walked into the Harlem precinct 2 years ago, Coleman, who had had success as a protege of Sean Puffy Combs in the late 1990s, was a married dad of 3 and in treatment for an addiction to PCP. As part of turning his life around, he was determined to take responsibility for a crime that had continued to gnaw at him, according to his attorney, Anthony Rico. and he never backed down. He says, my hope is that Travell never wavers from his decision. This is what his attorney said. 15 years is a long time. 15 years in the penitentiary for putting yourself there is an even longer time. Coleman, age 37, has suffered the mockery and insults of his fellow prisoners, the lawyer added, and in the press as well, for confessing to a shooting that he had essentially gotten away with, only to find out that his victim had died and that he had turned himself in for murder. Now, he's gotten the scorn of other inmates who called him stupid. Look what happened when you open your mouth. His wife questioned him. Travell, what about us? Coleman said that his wife was raising their 2 sons of kindergarten age. Now, on the day of his April verdict, the wife who urged him not to confess had wondered to the lawyer about how the boys will manage now without their father, saying, my hope is that their sons will grow up to be as proud of their father as boys can ever be for fixing what he did. Now, in confessing, the rapper had told cops that he was 17 or 18 or maybe 19 when he had shot a man 3 times during a botched mugging at Park Avenue and 114th Street. He didn't know if the man lived or died. Authorities scoured old records, much of it on microfilm, and matched the confession to a cold case fatal shooting of John Hinkle, who was gunned down October the 19th of 1993. Coleman was hardball playing. Prosecutors refused to offer Coleman a plea deal to a lesser charge, for which less prison, even a few years less, would have been mandated. The outcome is fair, says the prosecutor, who did argue in favor of the minimum sentence that he got. There was a totally innocent victim. The defendant shot him 3 times in the torso, killing him, and then he biked off, leaving the victim to die. Coleman has lived a nonviolent life, turned himself in for all the right reasons, and solved a murder that would never have been off the books. Now, still, he should be convicted of the crime he committed, murder in the 2nd degree. That's what the prosecutor said. I'm just trying to get right with God. Coleman had told the Post in an exclusive jailhouse interview back in December of 2010. He made no statement at the sentencing that day and nodded somberly to his family members as he was led out of court in handcuffs. So he turned himself in because it was eating at his spirit. Now, how many of you would have done that? How many of you would have done that? I have questions. Lord Footy said Diddy wasn't helping him, nor was he making any money from rapping. So, yeah, he got the time to do the time. This is all crazy. Okay, December says he wouldn't have gotten away with it for that. He wouldn't have gotten away with it in the long run. He definitely redeemed himself. I'm happy about that. And for him. Okay. All right. So Halle Berry says, I wonder, did he really do it or he covering for someone? Just say it. Reggie said he don't. Reggie, I know you wouldn't have, beloved. Okay, I know you wouldn't have. So sit down somewhere. Reggie said he doesn't think he would. All hell no said, what he know about Diddy is the question. Okay. Chris Bessie said, not me. Y'all are nefarious. December said Diddy was going to make him the hitman. Rafaela says, not me. Please have mercy. Amir said, universe would have beat my ace if I tried. You all are so nefarious, okay? At the end of the day, first of all, I wouldn't have done it. That's for number one. I would never have done such a thing, okay, to have to turn myself in. But here's the question. Now, he said that he did this and he didn't know whether the person had lived or died, and they went and found a cold case and said that that was the person. How does he know that was the person? What if they went and found the wrong case? I'm just saying. Like, I want y'all to really think about this. What if the person that he shot is not dead? What if it isn't the person that they have the cold case file on? Not because, mistakes do happen. What if somebody else got killed in the same period of time, in the same central area? How many murders are committed in New York City? I have questions. How does he know that that's exactly the man that he killed? He was high off of drugs. They said he was addicted to PCP, so likely that's what he was on when he did it, because he could remember if he was 17, 18, or 19. And here's the thing. If he can't remember if he was 17, 18, or 19, then that means there's a 3-year range, okay, that this could have happened. Gail said, Queen, you out. I'm being very serious. Claudette said, good point, Queen. Thank you. So he said he could have been 17, 18, or 19. He doesn't remember because clearly he was getting high. So that's a whole 3-year time frame. In 3 years, how do they know? If it's a 3-year time frame, how do they know that it's the person that he actually shot? He was a prisoner of his own conscience. Shaking my head, said Jay Gray. Yep. I don't know, honey. At the end of the day, he should have just gone to confession at the Catholic Church if he felt guilty about it. Just got on his knees and prayed to the Most High. I mean, I'm just saying. Because at the end of the day, if he knew he did it and he wasn't going to do it again and he'd given his life over to God, well, what's the need to turn yourself in for? Just keep it pushing. God's going to give you what you're supposed to get anyway, as far as I'm concerned. Y'all still asking, Abria still asking, what does he know about Diddy, allegedly? I have questions too. D-Night said it doesn't work that way. Raphael says that's good enough. Okay. Miss Hotel said the law should have been able to prove all of that, but we all know how that can turn out. Right. But here's the thing too. Listen, if he doesn't even know what year he committed the crime, because clearly he doesn't. He said he could have been 17, 18, or 19. So that means he doesn't even know exactly when he did it. So if he doesn't know exactly when he did it, how do they know exactly who he did it to? How do they know that it's the right case? D-Night said you have to turn yourself in, no way around it. Well, if you do something nefarious, beloved, please turn yourself in. But see, I don't throw rocks at the penitentiary and I don't do anything nefarious. So Jay Gray said he confessed to it. I know you're missing the point. I know he confessed to it, but he doesn't know when he did it. Are y'all not hearing what I'm saying? Some of you. He said he didn't know exactly. He said he could have been 17, 18, or 19. How do you not know how old you are when you commit a murder? How do you not know how old you are? Because he was on drugs. So if he was high on drugs, I'm just saying, and doesn't know exactly when it happened, how do they know exactly which cold case it was? That's all I'm saying. I'm not making excuses for him, but I just have questions. Timber Dan said, Alexa, play Confessions by Usher. December said he didn't care. He wanted out of his turmoil with himself. Right. Emperor Rex said, don't cool to nothing. Jay Gray said, I hear you, Queen, but under the courts, they took his word for it. I know they took his word for it. Jay Gray, you still missing my point, beloved. I know they took his word for it. I'm just saying, how do the police know that the case that they said matches the time frame of when he did this? How do they know that's even the right person? Because if it was through a 3-year window. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you all understand what I'm saying? I just have questions. That's all. Oh, hell no, said not even to get right with God. Remind me to steal merchandise around all y'all. Around. Okay, so anyway. I'm just saying the state wasn't really able to prove it without a confession. Again, I know they couldn't prove it without a confession, but let me just say this. Let me see if I can explain this to you all like you're 3 years old, because some of y'all are not getting what I'm saying. Am I talking crazy? So let's put it like this. We'll pick somebody from the chat. I'll say Reggie. Let's just say Reggie goes and gets high off a PCP and then goes out and commits a robbery that's botched and someone loses their life. Reggie does this December of 2020. But because he was doing so much drugs at the time, he doesn't remember that he did it December of 2020. But he knows he did it. So years later, after all these, a decade or more has passed, Reggie's still feeling conflicted with himself and wants to turn himself in. So he goes to the police and says, hey, look, you know, back years ago, I shot someone. It was a botched robbery. I don't know whether the person's alive or dead. And I just want to turn myself in. And so the police said, well, when did you do this? Well, it could have been in 2020. It could have been in 2021, or it could have been in 2023. So they go through all their list of cold cases. And then they see that there was cold cases in a cold case in 2022. And then they could say, this is it. Yeah, he did it. Gail Jones said, no, Queen, you don't sound crazy. Critical thinking is key. Thank you. Thank you. Because I've worked with a cold case institute when I was in college. So I'm telling you, if he's saying that he doesn't know exactly when he did it, because he could have been 17, 18, or 19, that's 3 different years. So if they pick a cold case from just one of those 3 years, how do they know that's the person that he, in fact, had the botched robbery with? That's all I'm saying. Laverne said, I hear what you're saying. Thank you, beloved. Emma said, Queen, they know what you're saying. All right, well, they're not acting like it. They're not acting like it. Now, Pretty Wing said he confessed to a murder but did not know the victim. So he doesn't know if the victim in the cold case is the actual victim or not. Exactly. But how do the police know it's the same victim? How do the police know? And here's the thing. He didn't say he murdered the person. He said he shot them 3 times. He said he didn't know if they were dead or alive. He didn't know if he killed them. He didn't know if they were living or if they died. So that's my whole point. He doesn't know who the person was. He doesn't know if they lived or died. He doesn't even know what year it was. So how do the police know what year it was? How do the police know they have the right body that they put on him? That's all I'm saying. James said, folks are just dense, Queen. I mean, I'm seeing that. Thank you. I'm seeing that. I mean, how can I make it any more clear? Thank God none of you who are not knowing what I'm saying would be my attorney. Please. Yeah. So the thing I want you to pay attention to is if anyone who looks like me, of my skin tone, goes into a precinct and confesses to doing something like that, well, they're going to find something to stick on you. You don't think? They don't have to find the exact case. They can say, well, you know what? There's a cold case from this year. This is the one he did. We'll just put this one on it. Case solved. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, honey. But let me continue. All right. So anyway, moving right along. Now let's talk about the young woman, Jaden Steele, who said that Method Man attacked her. I showed you all the video the other day. I'm going to show it again. But this young woman said that people were going in on her and saying a bunch of ignorant stuff. And so she responded. Pay attention.
Hey guys, Jade again. I just want to respond to some of the stupid comments that I've been receiving. And like, not for nothing, you wonder why people don't do things, take action right away. It's funny to me that somehow you pulled out of your asses how to blame the victim. I heard I chose work over my integrity. I heard life is about choices. I heard like I didn't do my due diligence to bring this to justice. When I did all of that, I didn't even give you the full story. Y'all don't really even got the whole hot cup of tea. I gave you a small snippet of it. I was summarizing it to let you know why people stay silent, because there is a structure that keeps these people protected. Okay, they're going to protect their investments. I didn't have the money to fight these people. Most of you don't have the money to fight these people. And it's so funny that you can critique me going up against a big monster like the record label. So it's so funny to me how people can question my integrity about the choice that I made when I clearly did not have the finances to fight against a whole power structure like a record label. I was just a model. Don't get me wrong. I was making money, but I wasn't getting bread like that to fight these people. So what people don't really understand is that there's something that protects these people. It's a whole structure that protects these people. So they literally get away with scot-free with drugging girls, raping girls, beating up girls. Men and women. I'm not even going to just say just girls. These people get away with bloody murder. And because we don't have the finances to fight them legally, guess what? You got to take a L. Okay? And it's so funny because most of you take a L from a 19-year-old manager with pimples on their ass. But yet you feel the need to judge me? Not. You guys want to know the reason why all of these people are coming forward now telling their stories and they didn't do it in the past? Well, being a model for over 12 years and being in this industry, I was physically attacked by a very large rapper in the 90s who's actually now an actor right now today. This man attacked me. I defended myself. 10 squad cars were called to the hotel because we tore that bitch up. 10 squad cars were called. There wasn't one police report written about the incident. I had 5 officers come up to my room, take a statement. Not one police report was written. I worked for attorneys at that time in New York. And because my attorneys represented the head of the record label he was on, they told me to pick my battles. You want to know why? That's why.
Okay, so what I thought was interesting about this young woman is that people were going in on her and saying, why didn't she say anything then? She did say something then and nothing was done about it. Did they not listen? Second of all, they're sitting there, you know, she's not asking for money. She's not trying to file a civil suit. Not to my knowledge. She's just telling her story. Now, people are going in on her because they like Method Man. I like Method Man too. Always have. Now, if Method Man did do what she's alleging, well, that's clearly nefarious. But I'm not going to discount what she went through because I like Method Man. That's what I'm not going to do. I don't know if he did it or not, but either way, I wasn't there. So I'm not going to say that she's lying. I'm not going to try to demonize and vilify her just because I like Method Man, because that's what some people do. Some people absolutely do that. They don't do it for some people, but they do it for other people. It's called selective outrage. If it's a celebrity that you like, then you don't want to believe that this could have happened. Okay? But if it's someone you really don't care about, well, yeah, they did it. That's how that goes. So I find it all very interesting. She's a beautiful young lady. And I saw that someone said, regarding her post, someone said she said something about they tore the place up. Okay, when they were fighting at the hotel, supposedly, she said they tore the place up and the cops came and all of that. So they were trying to say that because she made that statement that they tore the place up, that she was equally culpable. That's not necessarily true. If someone puts their hands on you, aren't you going to fight back? Aren't you going to tear the place up trying to defend yourself? Because I am. So that doesn't mean anything because she said that. That just means that she was trying to defend herself, allegedly, if this all really happened. So some people need to sit down somewhere, okay? That's all I'm saying. They really need to sit down somewhere. Miss AK says, mofos be so ready to jump to judgment even when they don't have all the facts. Shaking my head. Absolutely, beloved. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And, you know, I'm just going to tell you like this. I think that some of the women in the comments that were going in on this beautiful young lady were just going in on her because she's a beautiful young lady. That's just what I think. That's just what I think. Sometimes people be sitting up here hating on people and then they'll try to shame them. Just like with Christian Keys. I'm pretty sure that Bobby Light with all the fillers in his cheeks and sprinkled in fairy dust and he thinks he's so fab. I think that he's jealous of Christian and that's why he's going in on him so hard. Because why are you mad that this man's telling his truth? Why are you trying to go in on him and bully him on the internet because he said what he said? Does that affect your life, Bobby Lights? Sit down somewhere. The only reason we know you is because you're Trina's cousin. That's the only reason. Raphael said hating for no reason. Exactly. Okay, exactly. Carmen says, when you're wrong. Doesn't matter who you are. Exactly, beloved. Okay, like I said, I love Method Man, honey. I always have. And I like him on that show that he's on. But at the end of the day, that show by 50 Cent. But at the end of the day, if he did it, I'm not going to sit here and defend him and go against the person who's making the accusations. I don't know if he did it, but I'm not going to demonize her because I don't know all the facts. And that's what people tend to do. People are so biased and so ready to go out here and clout chase and try to defend celebrities who don't even know you in real life. Make it all make sense. Okay? So that's all I have to say about that. But now, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it because there is some drama been going on with Taraji P. Henson and Oprah, according to the internet streets. They said there was some drama, but Taraji and Oprah both said that there isn't any drama. Okay? They said there isn't any drama. So let's get into it. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. They came out and said there was no beef. Now, here's what was initially reported. Okay, so here's what was initially reported. The viral video got people thinking Oprah and Taraji got beef. What do you think? And a video clip circulating on TikTok, social media users say the color purple star looks tense and the body language is off. So let's talk about this. Now, taken from a December 12th press op hosted on top of New York City's Empire State Building, the video seems to show Oprah awkwardly coming over to Taraji. They both meet each other's eyes for a moment before seemingly being interested and looking anywhere but at each other. Now, ever shared an elevator with a colleague you absolutely hate? Well, they said the clip gives that same energy. Okay, so with that all being said, let me pull up this video. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Now, this is the TikToker's video. Hold on just a second. I'm going to share my screen. Everyone, please get those likes up. Please like and share. This lady pointed out some good things. I'm just telling you, from what she pointed out, it did look like there was some beefing going on. I'm just saying. I'm just speculating.
More. Now, notice how Oprah treats everybody during this press conference. Taraji is first, right? Now, look at her eyes. She looks down when she's talking about the movie. She wasn't excited about it. Now, you notice how Oprah is touching him. He's touching her back. He's excited. He loved the experience. He wants to do it again. Oh! Fantasia was surprised that Oprah touched her, to the point that Oprah removed her hand. Fantasia knows something. Danielle, she's new to the game. She doesn't know what's going on, but she's just excited to be there, and we're excited for her. Now, Taraji, notice her voice. It's not excited. It's not, glad to be there. She's fulfilling a contract. She's just trying to run down the clock and get out of there. And notice how her body is trying to escape before her voice. Look at that. She's just trying to get out there. Oprah, we're not talking to you right now. We need to back up Taraji like we should have backed up Monique. We need to stop remaking these movies because we don't want to see more.
Yeah, they do need to stop remaking those movies. I'm sorry, but we do not need another color purple. All right? Please sit down somewhere. Now, here is a picture of Oprah and Taraji. Now, in that picture, they don't look so chummy to me. But hey, what do I know? Now, let's go to another video of the two of them. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance. Now, please pay attention to this video because it's clear to me that something is going on and it doesn't look good. Pay attention. Hold on. Hold on, let me fix it. Hold on, I'm going to reshare that. I'm trying to fix it. Hold on. I was actually trying to enlarge it. Okay, here we go.
Oh, hey, y'all are back. Did you think you could escape? No. Okay, awesome.
I can't see a thing. Can anybody see anything? Here we go.
Where are we looking?
Right here. Oh, wait, we're starting right down here.
Okay.
Everybody right down here, and then we're going to go all the way around the ring.
Come on, Fantasia. I want to
Be a part of it.
You guys together just a little
Okay, so what do you all think? What do you all think? Reggie says it's a press junket. Taraji don't want to get that Monique treatment, so she's playing along. Yeah, I mean, it just seemed like there was a bit of tension to me. I could be wrong, but that's what it looked like. But hold on. So here's an article that came out after all of that was said. Oprah Winfrey and Taraji P. Henson shut down feud rumors. Okay, the duo collaborated on the forthcoming Color Purple musical film. Oprah and Taraji are showing support for each other amid unverified rumors of a feud. Now, the two stars, who are both involved in the forthcoming Color Purple musical film, shared enthusiastic Instagram posts about each other's talents and strengths. Okay, so I've long admired Taraji. She can make you laugh, cry, cheer, and feel everything in between. This is what Oprah says. But I had no idea she could sing. Taraji, the actress, a force. Taraji, the singer, a complete revelation. Okay, so that's what they said. And then Winfrey, who produced the upcoming film and played Sophia in Steven Spielberg's 1985 adaptation, went on to praise Henson's portrayal of Shug Avery, the character played by Margaret Avery in the original film. Saying, what I love about her portrayal of Shug Avery is that she plays her like a woman who not only sang the blues, but had lived the blues. Only Taraji could do that. She shared that her late father once told her, you're going to be one of the greatest actresses alive, but wait until the world hears you sing. Anyway, she says, Taraji, the stage is now yours. And I already see the standing ovations. Oh, I'm sorry. This is what her father said. Taraji, the stage is now yours. And I already see the ovations for you. Okay, so, or maybe Oprah said that. I don't know. I can't tell how they have it written. There's no exclamation points. There's no parentheses or any of that, commas. Okay, so meanwhile, Henson highlighted Oprah's leadership in the industry, saying Miss Oprah has been nothing less than a steady and solid beacon of light to all of the cast of The Color Purple. She has provided encouragement, guidance, and unwavering support to us all. Henson also shouted out Winfrey's personal accessibility to her as an individual. She says, she told me personally to reach out to her for anything needed, and I did. It took one call, just one conversation and one decision, making a black woman to make me feel heard. One decision-making black woman to make me feel heard. Okay, so they're saying that there is nothing going on, but, it could look like there was some tension. I mean, the way Oprah walked away and got at the end, I'm just saying the way Taraji didn't really seem to acknowledge her. Maybe it was just a bad day. I don't know. Sharon said, Oprah is a snake, a king cobra. I absolutely agree. All right, I absolutely agree. Nafaya said, neither did Terrence Howard. Okay. Amir says, claws out and all them zodiac signs playing. So anyway, at the end of the day, I think people are trying to say that maybe Oprah is the reason Taraji came out and said something about unfair pay or whatever, unequal treatment. Maybe they're trying to imply that Oprah didn't pay her fairly. I don't know. But at the end of the day, it did look like something was a little off. Okay. Queen Amoni Hewitt said Oprah moved to the end of the line to get away from Taraji P. Henson. That's what it looked like to me, too. That's what it looked like to me. Okay. And she didn't touch Taraji on the shoulder or anything like she was touching everybody else. She was kind of standoffish. Okay. December said Whoopi felt the same way. Her and Oprah didn't speak for years after they filmed together. Something went on then, and something is going on now. Absolutely could be the case. Reggie said Oprah could also be jealous of Taraji. You never know. Miss Hotel said, I wonder what Monique thinks of all this. That's a good question. That's what I wonder. What does Monique think about all this? With all these people now coming out complaining about the, inequality, complaining about the unfair pay and all of this stuff. When Monique did this over a decade ago and nobody spoke up. Nobody had her back. Nobody came to her defense. Nobody admitted that they too were going through the same thing or feeling the same way. No, nobody did. Nobody did. And Monique was blacklisted and blackballed, honey. That's just how it goes. That's just how it goes. It's funny how people will support some people, but not others. I have questions. All right. But anyway, with that all being said, let's talk about it. What's up with all these men wearing dresses? Now, we talked about this about a week or so ago when I brought up these rappers out here wearing dresses. But what's up with these men of my skin tone period wearing all these dresses? And let me tell you why I brought this up, because I saw something today on Instagram that led me to further know that there's an agenda. And what I noticed was there was a video, and I'm not going to show it because I didn't even feel like editing it because it was all a mess. There was a video of 5 young black men who looked to be between the ages of 18 to, I would say, 25. I don't even think they were 25, but I'll just say that far. But they were all dressed in some type of pajamas with the butts out. Yeah, that's right. I said it. They had on pajamas with the butts out. All of these men, young men of my skin tone, and they're walking down a hallway to some music playing. And then it cuts to their rear ends hanging out of those pajamas. And so here's the reason that I want to bring this up. And here's the reason why it made me feel like there's an agenda. I've already felt like that, but even more so. Because someone commented on the post and said, can you remove this? Like, why would you even post this? That's what they asked the person who posted. And Instagram removed their comment. Instagrams remove their comments of them asking the person to remove it. Now, why would Instagram care if someone said, hey, why don't you just remove this? They didn't say anything vulgar. They didn't curse. They didn't say names. They didn't bully. They didn't say anything. They just said, hey, why don't you just remove this? And Instagram deleted their comments saying, why don't you just remove this? I find that very interesting. Because why would they remove it unless Instagram is trying to help push an agenda? And that's what I absolutely think it is. So with that all being said, let's talk about it. Because we know for years, they've been trying to put men of my skin tone in dresses. Hollywood and the music industry. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance. Remember this video?
Like when I connect dots that maybe shouldn't be connected, I don't know. But certain dots, like when I see that they put every black man in the movies in a dress, at some point in their career, I'll be connecting them down like, wow, all these brothers gotta wear a dress. This happened to me. I'm doing a movie with Martin.
Yeah.
The movie's going good. So I walk in the trailer. I'm like, man, this must be the wrong trailer because there's a dress in here. They come in. It's the writer comes in. I think he's the writer. He's like, Dave, listen, we got this hilarious scene where Martin's sneaking out of jail. So he disguises you as a prostitute. And he put this dress on, and what? As a prostitute? No, I'm not doing that. I don't feel comfortable with that. That should have been in the discussion. What? You don't feel comfortable with it? I mean, it's a hilarious bit. All the greats have done it. So, well, if all the greats have done it, it's kind of hacky, right? You're right. So why don't we just not do it? Because I don't feel comfortable wearing a dress. Oh, come on, Dave. Listen, we got it all set up. We're supposed to shoot. Every minute you waste costs this much money. You know, the pressure comes in. He said, I'm not wearing no dress, man. I'm funnier than a dress. Just give me something funny to say. I don't need to wear no dress to be funny. Am I Milton Berle? You know, we're going like this. And then finally he's like, and he leaves. And then like the director comes, Dave, it really would be great if you wear the dress. What is wrong? What is this, Brokeback Mountain in here? So then, wear the dress. I don't want to wear the dress. I want to wear this dress. You know what I mean? This is, oh gosh, this guy's so difficult. They leave. Now the producers comes, come on, David, would be so great. I mean, and then I started thinking about it. All the comics that I've seen, man, strong brothers, why they be putting us in these dresses? But the minute it was clear, I was adamant, I'm not wearing the dress. I'm not wearing the dress. All right, fine. Think of something else. That comes back 10 minutes later, the whole new scene. Hot damn, how did you write the scene so fast? It's like, so you gotta take a stand.
Dave Chappelle, another great comedian, said that, in the industry, they tried to make him wear a dress. Have you ever ran into that with scripts? And is that something that, you wouldn't do, for
I definitely haven't ran into to put on the dress. I mean, you have to have boundaries. You have to have limits that you refuse to cross. For me, I know what they are. They've yet to been challenged, so I don't have to speak on them. I was asked to dribble a basketball on the talk show this morning.
You look good
no
doing
it. Not that was a dress, but I was like, no, I'm gonna look stupid. At the end of the day, you got to know that you're a brand. I'm a brand. You need to protect your brand at all times. When things happen that can possibly affect your brand, your brand can be diminished, and you don't want that to happen. So protecting my brand is definitely a priority.
And it was kind of like, you're gonna bite this bullet and then you in. Well, you got the wrong. I like money like anybody else, man. It is not my ultimate driving force. I've said on stage, I say it on stage now, and I mean it. I've never had $200-300 million. Because if I ever get 50 million or 100 million, I quit.
Wow, okay.
I like to golf and fish, man.
Yeah.
I don't need $300-400 million. I'm not, I mean, if it just happens all at once, okay. But I'm not gonna kill myself. I'm not gonna kill myself. I'm all right. I've made a comfortable living. You never have enough money to just say you have enough. But I pace myself, and so far, enough money to just say you have enough. But I pace myself, and so far, I've been all right. Yeah. I'm not gonna sell my soul, and I'm not gonna kill myself trying to get $1 billion.
Okay, shout out to him. Okay, shout out to him, because Kevin Hart said he wouldn't wear a dress, and then he wore one. Look at Will Smith, dressed like that's supposed to be Aladdin. Look at Will Smith. I want y'all to pay attention. I want y'all to pay attention. Even Ving Rhames and The Rock, two very masculine looking men. And Kevin wore a dress more than once. Wesley Snipes, Vin Diesel, two very masculine looking men. So I just find it all interesting. But even back in the day, they've always been doing this, because even back in the day, Flip Wilson and Richard Pryor. Make it all make sense. But hold on, because let's talk about Will Smith. Let's talk about Will Smith in this drag outfit. Disney drag. Will Smith shares new photo of his genie transformation for Aladdin. They say you ain't never had a leading man like Will Smith. The star who plays the genie in the live-action adaptation of Aladdin showed off some luscious locks and an elaborate gown while promoting the film on Instagram Friday. Hashtag Aladdin still in theaters. How y'all gonna resist this? He captioned the post. Now, this came out in 2019, this article. So the photo featured Smith in character as Genie when the magical creature dresses up in drag as part of the film's Prince Ali. Okay, this is a musical sequence they had. Now, he named the location as Agrabah, the fictional country that's home to Aladdin and Princess Jasmine. The scene stayed true to the original animated film in which Robin Williams voiced Genie. So I didn't see this. So you mean tell me that they put this in Aladdin? That's what they did? That's what they did. They had him transition into this. I mean, please make it all make sense. Smith previously shared his Genie-inspired makeup routine on Instagram in a behind-the-scenes clip that poked fun at Kylie Cosmetics and Kylie Skin founder Kylie Jenner, saying, "This is my beauty tips and beauty secrets. I don't want Kylie Jenner stealing my stuff." Now, the video featured Smith in his makeup chair, giving a tutorial on how to use various products, including a rotating brush head to apply foundation. Say what? All crazy. The part I hate about not being able to play Genie anymore is eyeliner, he says. I really like wearing eyeliner. You see how pretty my eyes are? Will was so serious. He wasn't joking. He said it for jokes, but he's so serious. Please pay attention. Now, Aladdin starring Mina Massoud in the titular role, and Naomi Scott as Princess Jasmine hit theaters in May and has so far earned more than $251 million at the domestic box office. Mind you, this is 2019. And then according to Box Office Mojo, a $626 million worldwide. At the film's Los Angeles premiere, Smith told people that he was immensely proud of the film's decision to portray Jasmine as a free-willed feminist. All right, saying the number one thing that I am proud of are the additions of the Princess Jasmine character. The idea that the character wants to rule, that her father doesn't have any sons and she doesn't understand why she can't be the next in line to rule the kingdom. Scott, meanwhile, praised Smith himself, telling people that he kept everyone on the set laughing and would even treat the cast and crew to special food trucks. So anyway, and here's a picture of Will with his little rotating facial brush, just like the one that I use. Pay attention. So this is what they're doing to the cartoons. This is what they're doing to the cartoons. I just want you all to pay attention. I find it all so interesting. Silent D said, how the hell I missed that hot mess back in 19? Exactly. I didn't see it either. Okay. Raphael said, Will is another power bottom. Miss AK said, buck breaking at its finest. Cue the Southern style banjo music. Shaking my head. December said he may not use it. He may not use it for the same thing you use it for, Queen. I'm afraid. Okay, I'm afraid to even imagine. All right. So anyway, this is all crazy. Laverne said, looking like bald head Jada. Y'all are terrible. So anyway, Felicia said Will Smith is a whole clown. Speaking of Will Smith, Tasha K interviewed Will Smith's ex-friend. What is his name? I forget his name. Brother Bilal. Tasha K interviewed him again. And she also interviewed someone who used to work with Kevin Hart. I want to say he's a former assistant or something, but this lady's spilling tea on him. So just to let you guys know. Okay. With that all being said, Reggie says he would distract the crews with food trucks. Look over there. Anyway, it's all crazy to me. And you know, the thing is, as long as men keep doing this, they'll continue to ask them to do it. At the end of the day, unless you stand up and stand firm like Don D.C. Curry, this is what you're going to have to do. Okay, this is going to be a prerequisite as it has always been. And notice that the ones who reach a certain level, they absolutely have all worn dresses. Okay, I just want y'all to pay attention. Denzel is one of the few who hasn't. There are a few who have not, and Denzel is one of those. But many of these people who've reached a certain plateau, they absolutely have worn a dress. Absolutely. So anyway, the buck breaking is in full effect, says Jacoby. Oh, right, exactly. So with that all being said, my time here is done. I want to thank you all for tuning in once again. Please like and share the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified. Oh, hold on. Stop. No. Don't go anywhere. But wait, there's more. I almost forgot to tell you guys about TD Jakes. So let's talk about it because I find it all so nefarious. I find it all so nefarious. Now they say, hold on, let me pull up my receipt. I almost forgot. Okay, here it is. They said TD Jakes shut down the rumors that he was at those Diddy parties doing A, B, C, or D. Pay attention. Okay? And so this is what they say. TD Jakes' camp calls trending unverified report false. Addresses Diddy's party. Now, if you all remember, I showed you a video about TD Jakes and Diddy December the 4th on my main channel. All right, so if you didn't see that, please go check it out. I posted it December the 4th. All right, so here's what it says. A representative for popular televangelist TD Jakes, who leads the Potter's House megachurch in Dallas, has dismissed as unequivocally false and baseless an unverified report casting in the window about his sexuality and accusing him of being a frequent participant in SEX parties hosted by producer and music mogul Sean Combs, okay, known by his stage name of Diddy. Well, of course he would deny it, and I'm not saying it's true, but at the end of the day, wouldn't you deny it too? I mean, who would? Now, recent claims circulated on pockets of social media about Bishop TD Jakes are unequivocally false and baseless. This is what Jordan A. Hora, Executive Director of Public Relations and Communications for the TD Jakes Group, this is what she says. All right? Or he says. I don't know if it's male or female. Now, they say what has always been true, in the words of the late pastor Charles H. Spurgeon, if you want the truth to go around the world, you must hire an express train to pull it. But if you want a lie to go around the world, it will fly. It is as light as a feather, and a breath will carry it. Now, Horace said it was disheartening to witness the proliferation of numerous deepfake photos and the distortion of words through false sensationalized misrepresentations, encapsulating purported statements to falsely speculate and attack others, including Bishop Jakes. I love their choice of words. I'll say that much, but not deep fake photos. What about the videos? What about the videos of TD Jakes and Diddy? I have questions. Now, there is much more important work to be done to create a better world, she says. The Bible teaches us the importance, not bringing the Bible and God into it. Please stop. The Bible teaches us the importance of compassion and care for others, especially those who may be marginalized or in need. Chairman Jakes, undeterred by false, perverse, ignorant, and conspiratorial speculations, will persevere in his continued dedication to create meaningful change for millions around the globe, guided by the timeless principles of compassion, service, and ministry. Sounds like a bunch of word salad to me. Jake, a 66-year-old married father and grandfather, has been a well-known figure in the Christian community for decades, filling arenas across the globe with followers clamoring to hear his sermons, buy his books, and support his philanthropic work. On Thursday, Jakes' name became a trending topic on multiple social media platforms after a YouTube channel known as Tough News TV embroiled the woman thou art loosed author in a recently settled lawsuit in which R&B singer Cassie accused Combs of the R word, okay, that rhymes with grape, as well as repeated physical abuse over nearly a decade. Here's a picture of he and Diddy. There you go. And so anyway, it goes on to say, In the explosive lawsuit, I'm not going to get into that because we already know what the lawsuit says between Cassie and Diddy. Okay, so anyway, goes on to say on Wednesday, Tough News TV host Jermaine McKinley, a shout out to Tough News TV again, okay, claimed near the end of a 37-minute video on YouTube that he received an email from an unnamed source alleging that Cassie turned over to investigators a burner phone that belonged to Kim Porter, the late model and mother of Diddy's children who passed away in 2018. Now saying that Cassie also allegedly shared a USB device containing recordings of Diddy's alleged sex parties where he reportedly hosted several powerful people, including Jakes. Said, I'm also told that multiple male escorts corroborated the fact that TD Jakes had slept with multiple men at Diddy's parties and abroad. This is what the unnamed source claims. It's also been said that a young male has acquired an attorney to represent him as he is set to sue Jakes for an incident that took place when he was just 16 years old. The video source alleges that the minor, whose family attended the Potter's house until he left in 2015, was forced to perform sex acts on Jakes. The source further alleged that the boy's family was paid off to keep quiet, but he now intends to seek his own justice as an adult. This is all so messy. Now, on Thursday, TikTok user Just Nene made a video clip of the allegations, which has already been viewed more than 1.6 million times on the platform alone and elicited hundreds of thousands of reactions. The video was also shared on X, making Jakes a top 5 trending topic with Diddy. The X video was viewed 11.1 million times as of Friday afternoon. Now, when questioned by CP about the source of the allegations against Jakes, McKinley did not respond. Just over a year ago, video of Jakes attending Diddy's 53rd birthday party in Los Angeles caused a stir on social media. Derek Williams, executive vice president of TD Jakes Entertainment, who was also in attendance at the party, told CP that the video was captured during a brief stop at the party while they were on business in the area. Y'all believe that? Another source close to the situation also told CP that as far as we are aware, that is the only party hosted by Diddy that Jakes has ever attended. As a filmmaker, executive producer, and one of the pioneers of value-based movies, Bishop Jakes, in his role as CEO of TD Jakes Entertainment, paid respect to the former chairman of Revolt during the celebration of his birthday. They say Bishop Jakes was in LA for important business meetings, and we felt that a quick appearance at the former chairman of Revolt's birthday event was the respectful thing to do, since Bishop Jakes' sermons are aired on the Revolt network. Now, this could all be true. We both greeted the family. Bishop Jakes recorded a brief celebratory birthday video and left immediately to take our other scheduled meetings. Any accusation to the contrary is wholly unsubstantiated, unverified, and false. Bishop Jakes will continue to break down barriers and find relevant ways to tell faith-based and value-based stories. This and only this continues to be our North Star. So what do you all think? Because Bishop T. Jakes said, y'all out here lying out here in these streets that he didn't do any of it. What do y'all think? Do y'all think he did it? I have questions. I don't put anything past anybody in Hollywood or any of these rich folk. I don't put anything past them. Okay, because a lot of rich people engage in nefariousness, and that includes pastors and all of that. Now, I'm not saying Bishop T.D. Jakes did any of this stuff, but I find it all very interesting, especially after I saw this. Especially after I saw this. Now, I had to take the music out, but at the end of the day, he was dancing to Put a Ring on It by Beyonce. I think that's the name of the song if you put a ring on it or whatever. But at the end of the day, I have questions. I have questions. Okay, yes, Halle Berry said, look how he was staring. Exactly. That's my point. That's why I have questions, Bishop. That's why I have several questions. Now, maybe he was just stopping by just to say happy birthday and leave and going about his business. But Jaguar Wright, who has a lot of inside information, said it was other things going on. And now with these allegations of him being sued, well, hey, I don't know because I wasn't there. I can only go by what I see. It all sounds plausible, but I tell you what, please pay attention, because do you all not remember when Bishop T.D. Jakes' son got arrested? Now, I knew that he got arrested, but did y'all know the details of it? So let's talk about it. Likes up, everyone, please. Get those likes up. Thank you in advance. Now, here's what they say, because I thought this was all so nefarious. Son of T.D. Jakes arrested for indecent exposure. St. Louis event canceled. Now, while T.D. Jakes, pastor of the Potter's House Mega Ministry, has cited scheduling conflicts for the cancellation of his St. Louis speaking engagement next Friday at the Chaffetz Arena. And let me see when this was published. This came out in 2009, okay? Now, they say some are speculating that the release of information concerning his son's arrest may have led to his decision. Jermaine Jakes faces a charge of indecent exposure related to an incident in a southern Dallas park last month. Jermaine Jakes, age 29, is accused of exposing himself in front of an undercover Dallas police vice detective at Keast Park near West Keast Boulevard and Southampton Road on the night of January the 3rd. Now, according to Dallas Police Department arrest warrant affidavit, Jakes exposed himself to two undercover vice detectives at Keast Park. This is all nefarious. Now, the affidavit says Jakes walked up to one of the detectives at the park with his pants unzipped. Jakes then began to choke a whole chicken. Y'all know what I'm talking about, while making eye contact with the detective, according to the affidavit. Now, the detectives arrested Jakes on a charge of indecent exposure. He was detained at the scene and then released. Faith Johnson, Jermaine Jakes' attorney, said in a written statement yesterday, Wednesday, February the 11th, on that evening, saying, we are aware of potential allegations involving Jermaine Jakes, and we're undertaking our own investigation of these allegations at this time. Given an apparent government investigation, we have no further comment at this time. Now, on the morning of February the 12th, Dallas County Sheriff's Department spokeswoman spokeswoman Kimberly Leach said Jermaine Jakes surrendered to law enforcement authorities earlier in the day. Jakes turned himself in to a local jail, according to Leach, but she did not know which jail. After his surrender, a judge released Jakes on a personal recognizance bond. Now, information from the Dallas Morning News and CBS 11, that all contributed to the report. So, now I know we can say his son didn't have anything to do with him, but what if his son saw something? I just have questions. At the end of the day, you're going to walk up to two people that you don't even really know in a park, and that's what you're going to do? Just whip it out and start choking a chicken? This is all so crazy. Ooh, this is all so crazy. Okay, Monty Post said that man like Don, looking like Don Lemon to me. Yeah, he did look like Don Lemon. I was wondering, I knew he looked like somebody. I couldn't quite place it. Amir says, I thought they had a compound. That ain't enough to run around. And so anyway, y'all just let me know what y'all think about it, because I find it all very interesting. Miss AK said, child, TD Cakes can have a whole stadium of seats if Bottom Boy can even sit down. Reggie said, I guess that's better than the cucumber grab. Just Ben said, sometimes the chicken must be choked. This is all crazy. Halle Berry said P. Diddy, okay? All hell no, said chicken choking in public is crazy. Yes, it absolutely is, okay? Regina said he couldn't lead me around the corner. Lily X said, so glad I stopped attending these Baptist churches. All right. Reggie said, what a nefarious buffet. This is all crazy. So, And I loved it that the article said that they shut it down. They didn't shut down anything because people are still speculating and the rumors are still flowing. So what did they shut down? All he did was come out and deny it, just as I would expect them to do. I mean, would he actually come out and tell us that he was there doing all these nefarious things of which he is accused? Well, I don't think so. I don't think so. Now, Jacoby says, Queen, come on. Christmas is coming around the corner. We got to prepare for Christmas. And you said chicken. Would it have been better if I said turkey, beloved? Okay, anyway, just being said, I'm so excited I just can't hide it. You talking about the guy that was dancing? Yeah, I know, right? He needs to sit all the way down somewhere. But anyway, I digress. Listen, I'm out like a light. So I want to thank you all for tuning back in once again. Please like and share this video. You know they have me some shadow bands. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Dr._A_Shakur, TikTok at Dr. A Shakur, and Twitter at DGoddess27. I hope you all enjoy the rest of this lovely evening. Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. And for those of you who have the higher frequency membership and you missed the masterclass yesterday, I sent you the link via your emails. If you didn't get it, let me know, because I did it on a Zoom. I did it on a Zoom because there was something I wanted to show and some things I was going to talk about that I didn't want any trouble with YouTube. So I did the masterclass on Zoom and I sent you all the links and I hope you got it. If not, please let me know. All right. So with that all being said, I wish you all love, peace, and light. Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember to keep the Most High first in your lives. Peace.
Gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. That's See right. A bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I